What is up, everybody? We are back here for another episode of the JNS Philadelphia Sports Stop. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rochelle, and to the right of me is the man himself, Mr. Justin Fiorillio. Justin, how are we feeling today?
Oh, look, some time has passed, so I feel a lot better, from our wild card debacle and whatnot. I mean, just with time heals all wounds, right, Steve? So I feel a little bit better about that.
I mean, look, after seeing what
Well, yeah, I know where you're going with
Seattle
this.
just did to the 49ers, I'm glad we were one and done. I'm glad because
I don't know if we were going to Seattle and beating that team.
Well, no, and that's just like the ignorance of ourselves, so to speak. Because when you look at it, it's like, we got the one of the best defenses in the NFL. We can match up with anyone. Yeah, after seeing what they just did to the 49ers this past week,
talk about an ultimate strength versus an ultimate weakness, the Seattle defense versus our offense. That would have been the only issue. I mean, the only counterpoint to that would, I guess, been would we have enough offense in the wild card game to win the game, and then maybe we get a little spark or something. But I mean, I don't think the Eagles were going out to Seattle. You see how loud that place is, man? Dude, it's crazy out there, dude. They cause earthquakes on that place.
Yeah, well, at least our team doesn't send out letters to our fan base telling them not to sell their playoff tickets, or they're going to be revoked from getting us.
Yeah, what the hell's up with that? That's
it's trying to keep the uniformity of the 12th man. I get it, but at the same time, it's like, we pay you automatically take the money out of our account as soon as you make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So I can do whatever I want with them. God forbid, there was a wedding or a family vacation that was planned because we didn't plan on when the playoffs happened, and I had to either sell the tickets or eat them. I'm not eating them. And if it was a 49ers fans that happened to come to me and ask me for my tickets, I'm giving them the tickets.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, man.
Most stadiums you have to pay seat licenses and stuff like that. When you have to sit there and say that to your fan base, I think is
you're held hostage by your own team.
It's soft. It's really soft.
It's different.
I couldn't imagine Jeffrey Lurie and the Eagles doing that to us. But that's also because 9 times out of 10, we find ways to keep it in house anyways.
Yeah.
But the fact that you do that is just
that just made me think though, Steve.
A overall softness in your fan base, or fear that maybe the 12th man not as strong as it is.
You're right.
I'm not the one sitting there saying Moose is on my TikTok live. What's up, Moose?
Oh, what's up, Moose? If you're watching, Moose, we appreciate you, the man, the myth, the legend. How do you find it? He found us on here.
Well, no,
oh, you pop up on the you do pop up
sure.
here.
I followed him on TikTok, followed him on Facebook. So anytime we share the stuff from your show, he tags me in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Always, and then normally when I see Moose on there, if I see his live, I'll hop on real quick, see what's going
everybody.
on.
The Moose is loose and he's watching our show right now.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a fun one. We will get to some Eagle stuff, but speaking of time healing all wounds, ain't nothing healing this, brother. Ain't nothing healing what's going on with the Phillies over the last week. First off,
the gift that keeps on giving, Steve.
First off, I mean, how do you allow that to happen, right? If you're the Phillies front office, right? Yeah. How do you allow you have a contract in place? You don't get it signed, and then you allow Bo Bichette to go to another fan base, and then Rob Nottingham with it, we had met their requirements, right? We got the 7-year $200 million, and then in the 18th hour, the Mets swooped them with a 3-year $126 million contract, and that was after Kyle Tucker goes out there to LA,
and the Avengers, the Los Angeles Avengers.
But it's how they're doing their contracts too. You got to think about it. All right, when we're looking at it, 7-year, $200 million, or 3 years, $126 million, and he has all these opt-out clauses in it. So we've
done nothing except re-sign JT.
Let's remember this one now. This what this reminds me of? Remember when we had signed Frank Gore, and then all of a sudden at the 12th hour he winds up going to Buffalo, right?
Eagles Hall of Famer Frank Gore.
I mean, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Let's be real about that, but
not for the Eagles. Yeah.
Ooh, there's
just
a good one. What are your top picks for the Super Bowl?
It's kind of hard to say, and I'm not ruling out Denver. I'll start with that.
The Patriots in Seattle. The fact that Bo Nix is out. Yeah. I mean, granted, Denver's got a great defense, but seeing what Seattle just did, the Rams eke out down there in Chicago. I think Seattle's going to eat them next week.
Ooh, yeah,
But I think it's Seattle, New England, and I hope it's a Seattle championship. If you're really painting me in a corner to say what's what right now, but what's your top picks for the Super Bowl there, bro?
Yeah, I'm not even doing it. I'm not going to pick otherwise to try to be debatable with you. I'm just going to pick from my heart, which is the exact same thing. I have the Patriots versus the Seahawks, with hopefully the Seahawks pulling it off. That Seahawks team just looks. We know a thing or two about dangerous teams throughout a year. 2017, Team of Destiny last year and whatnot, and they just look like they have it this year, man. I know Sam Darnold, and he had to be trusted, but he did win the game, and and this could be a different, and also, like I said, I won't rule out Denver. I think the Jarrett Stidham thing in their defense and playing at home. If we know anything about backup quarterback championship moments, I mean, I'm really not ruling out Denver. I was honestly thinking about almost going Denver, Seattle, but I'm going to go Patriots, Seattle, go with my heart, and that'll be my final pick.
We're getting ready to spew some venom on our Phillies right now. That's what's going on. Avion Chase. We got some more love from the people in the chat room. Make sure we throw that up there. But the whole Bo Bichette thing is ridiculous, right? And going to my thing, Dom Dombrowski has absolutely failed the Philadelphia Phillies. He's failed this. He
needs to resign.
This fan base. It was a terrible offseason. At the end of last year, was calling Bryce Harper a bum. Way overpaid for Schwarber. Me and you already talked about the overpay on that, and I didn't think that was the right move. Then because you're chasing Bo Bichette, you lost Ranger Suarez. Then you lose Bo Bichette to the Mets. Then you pay JT. And now remember, everything that was bringing Bo Bichette in was talking about trading, Bohm. And now Bohm's going to be annoyed. You can't get rid of Castellanos. You added another Band-Aid during the offseason. Dombrowski has failed this team, this fan base, this organization from top to bottom right now. There's no talking around that. There's absolutely no talking around that. What are your thoughts, brother? Like me and you've been talking on what's been going on with the with this Philadelphia Phillies and this offseason. We debated other topics. At this point now, if he needs to do anything to save face, he has to make a trade at this point in time, because that's what you need. Because when you look at it, when you look at the available free agents right now, what's out there? I'm not overpaying for Cody Bellinger.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a first baseman. Bring Harrison Bader back. Bringing Reese Hoskins back. Like, none of this is going to help put this team in a better position. You needed the right-handed bat to protect Bryce Harper, and it's not there now.
Well, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off, Steve. Well, first off, before I rip the Band-Aid off, can Howie Roseman GM the Phillies? If he can GM the Phillies, then that would be awesome. But listen, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off. I think we're just heading towards the inevitable, because you show me that list. There's nobody really great left. I don't know what kind of trades they're going to pull out of their ass, if they even do. They don't really do that lately, big trades and all that. I think they're just going to have to rebuild. I think we're heading towards a total rebuild. Like, might have to blow it up soon. I hate to say that, but maybe I'm wrong, and try to talk me out of that.
Well, no, I'm like we talked about, both Bryce and
because they're in a competitive window right now. But I'm saying it's like
they're mid to late 30s now. So you overpay for JT, you overpay for Kyle Schwarber, you let Ranger Suarez walk, right?
Yeah.
So where does that leave you? Leaves you question marks in the outfield because Harrison Bader, didn't come back in here.
Mm-hmm. This team needs hitting. That's the thing.
But here's the thing: like Bo Bichette isn't this great hitter. Like he's not. He's not this power hitter like his dad was. Right? Let's be honest about that. He is a very well-rounded player, but he's not amazing at one thing or another to say it's this huge loss that it's going to cost this team. No, it was going to be able to give the team some flexibility to move a Bryson Stott, to move an Alec Bohm. That was the only thing you were going to do to be able to get rid of one of those bigger contracts. So it puts them in a rough situation in my opinion. I don't know how do you try to overcome that, and this meme just kind of speaks on all of it. The Dodgers, we got Kyle Schwarber, you guys can spend money too. All we got was Bichette. All we got was Ranger. Wait, you guys are signing free agents? Because that's about what it is. It's a joke because they didn't do anything.
They're doing nothing.
They're really running it back with the same team minus Ranger Suarez at this point in time.
Yeah, good luck. So is the Phillies team that we're going to run it back with going to beat that Los Angeles Dodgers team in a best of 7 series? I say likely not. So I think we need to get some help.
I mean, it wasn't as we make it sound like we got blown. We got boat raced out of the playoffs last year.
Yeah, and everybody's beatable. I give you that.
Our bats got cold at the wrong time again. I think that you are in a little bit better situation coaching wise, bringing in Mr. Baseball Dom Mattingly, right? You do get your stuff some stability, accountability, whatever. Hopefully Rob Thompson will stop making some of these silly decisions that he makes. But like, what do you do? Because at this point in time, the Dodgers are going to be a better team. If the Braves are at least a healthy team next season, we could very well not make the playoffs. So it's a dicey situation. And then I get it, dude. We needed to bring JT back. We already talked about this. He's back. You have stability there for the next 3 years, but you have to find a replacement long term when it comes to JT Realmuto. So again, Band-Aid situation. The Phillies are the only good thing I've seen that happened over the last week was the signing of another former Venezuela baseball player. We get his son in there, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, we just got to start thinking future prospects. The draft, the MLB draft.
I mean, you do want to they do a good job at moderately internationally, but this kid's 17 years old. It's gonna be 3-4 years before we see him in the major leagues.
Yeah, you're right.
But
start going to Japan and find the next Ohtani.
Getting Francisco Renteria was an absolute necessity at this point in time for your farm system. But like I said, he's 17 years old. It's gonna be at least 4 years before he's even in the conversation to make it to Major League Baseball. So, I mean, like I said, Dom Dombrowski has absolutely failed this team, this fan base. And the worst part about it is we're going to have an all-star game in Philadelphia this year. You wanted to get as many people in there excited about baseball as you could. And,
hey, man, let's just hope by the time the all-star game comes around, we're winning.
I think the other thing about it is that we're still stuck on these long-term contracts to kind of spread the money out. And when you're looking at around Major League Baseball, the way it's formatted right now, that's not how you're going to do it. I get it. You don't want to pay a guy, $60 million over a 3-year period of time. I get that, but you have a nucleus that's been here for the better part of 5 years, and they are missing a piece, and you haven't given them, that all-star level, bat to kind of add with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean,
do you remember when Bryce Harper signed here so many years ago, and like the feeling of like we're gonna get that championship now, and like this is it. This was like a LeBron decision moment, and it's like fast forward, what is it, 6 years now, 7 years, something? It's like, damn.
it was 19 he signed.
2019, yeah, it was like right on St. Patrick's Day. I remember that, yeah,
So,
right around it, yeah.
I mean, we're halfway through that.
13-year contract. We're already halfway through it.
We're halfway through it, and
holy shit.
We have a lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
Yeah. Now look, hey, same thing with Embiid, right? But not to get off subject, but cornerstone franchise players aren't delivering.
He's made it to the World Series one year.
True. We're waiting to get on the Eastern Conference Finals for the Sixers.
So I mean, it's a tough pill to swallow if you're a baseball fan, if you're a Phillies fan.
Yeah.
It's not something ideally you want to have to digest and go over, but I mean, what are they saying there? We need to look through the nonsense on there and read through the tea leaves and like look. Yeah. You're basically running it back with the same team. I don't foresee them making some type of trade to make something happen, because then I think that you'd have to give up too many prospects to do that.
Yeah,
and unless you're gonna have Aiden Miller play major league baseball this season, and package Bohm, Stott, and an arm, which you're gonna need Andrew Painter, because you don't know when Wheeler's gonna be back. Is it gonna be a month? Is it gonna be a little bit longer than that? So you're without a Ranger Suarez. So you're gonna Walker in that situation. So You have more questions now than you've had over the last handful of years.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, granted, you have Harper under contract. You got Wheeler under contract. Albeit, he's going to be on
Schwarber.
Schwarber here for the next handful of years. Remuto here for the next handful of years. Though his bat
turns out the only offseason moves we did was just keep the team together. I guess.
But we didn't, because Ranger Suarez walked. So it's
I guess, yeah, true, very true, yeah.
So you didn't even do that. I mean, you go look at his postseason numbers. It's ridiculous.
So our offseason moves were just kind of get a little bit worse on roster wise.
So exactly, this is what I'm saying. Dombrowski has absolutely failed this team, has failed this fan base. And for a guy that came in, we were told that he builds champions. I haven't seen it.
Well, I'll tell you this: if we're not winning by All-Star break, since it is in Philly, we should start like a petition to do a chant, like a "Fire Dombrowski" chant or something in the link. In the link, oh shit, in the link too, and in the bank. Do it in both stadiums. Fuck it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not even kidding. Almost do like kind of crowds can do things like that. They can have make a statement.
Yeah.
If it gets that bad, but if we're top of the MLB, we're top 3 team, then whatever. But Gotta perform. Winning solves everything, man.
It does solve everything, but I can't honestly wrap my head around this team going to be in a better situation with a stronger Mets team.
Right.
Soto and
he's gonna get booed so bad every time he comes.
They have an absolutely killer infield already as well. So
yeah.
We could sit there and say the Mets are going to Met, but I don't think that's going to apply to this season. And then, like I said, if the Braves are even remotely healthy this year, you're in a 3-horse race to win the division, let alone get yourself a good spot. Because there's no way the Dodgers aren't going to at least win high 90s to 100 games this season.
You're right, yeah. And you said, the Mets are going to Met. Well, the Phillies are going to Philly too, so that kind of counters it.
I mean, which means we'll be good in the regular season, have some amazing months there, and then once October rolls around, the bats will disappear again.
It's an annual tradition. Our bats turn into Josh Allen every October.
Oh man! But I do got a couple football topics I do want to kind of go over. We talked about this. I don't remember if it was last week or the week before. That it was funny that when the cameras for Hard Knocks came around, all those all those reports about the locker room have stopped. Well, the season has ended, and it didn't even take them a week before they started coming out with it. So the report was now that, would indicate Jalen Hurts has been a significant source of internal frustration in the Eagles locker room beyond just the A.J. Brown stuff. That head coach Nick Sirianni, GM Howie Roseman, and owner Jeffrey Lurie have reportedly been reluctant to publicly criticize Hurts via some JO at the Athletic.
Yeah, sources, I guess. Sources. I mean, whatever. I mean, look, report whatever you want about all that internal. Jalen, who cares? Jalen
Hurts and Justin disappears. And as Moose is sitting there saying, "Don't get me started on the Sixers."
Oh, shit. My thing frozen. My thing froze on you. But look, who cares? Because Jalen Hurts is not going nowhere. So, like, I don't even know if it's true or not. And even if it is true, okay, let's address it. So, they're reluctant to publicly criticize Hurts and stuff like that. They think he's okay. Well, whatever. I don't even have a feeling about it because it's like he's just going to still be the quarterback next year. It's not even almost worth causing more drama about, I don't know what the. I mean, unless
I think it's a pile of manure, dude. Like,
yeah.
Even if they don't feel that they can publicly criticize them, it doesn't mean they can't sit down there and have a conversation. Like, we need to be better at this. You could be better at this. You need to be better at that. And that they can't have an adult conversation with them and saying these are things that we need to work on.
Like, what do they mean? Like, Sirianni won't go to the podium after the game and say,
"But that's not what your quarterback got to be better."
Yeah, I know. So it's like
supposed to do. Doesn't matter if it's the GM, if it's the coach, it's the owner. You don't go out there on in front of the media and bury anyone that's on your team. That's not how you go about things.
Exactly. So I don't really understand the report, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. But
listen, it's just one of those things that at this point in time, I just point and laugh at. Like, all these reports had basically all but disappeared. As soon as Hard Knocks started, the minute the season ends, it was just like, okay, how are we gonna stir the pot now? I got it.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Come on.
Yeah.
What was the other one? It was week 3 that AJ Brown was requesting a trade. Like, come on.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. I mean, look, there was one thing that if he was thinking it, I'll give you that much. But if he actually went to like management and requested it, I don't buy that,
And
but
this is where I say this whole thing is a load of BS, right? So they came out with a list of the top 40 leaders in all of sports. It doesn't matter,
top
baseball,
40 leaders.
Guess where Jalen Hurts sits? Just outside of the top 10.
Wow.
He is ranked, I think it's 12th.
Okay,
so he's ranked 12th, and that is, head coaches, players, all that, right? I think there's only I think there's only 2 players that are on the list that are above him that are not a head coach. I think it's Steph Curry.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a little subjective though, because they're probably like all equally just great leaders, good people. You know what I mean? It's kind of pick your poison, kind of.
There's literally 2 active players on this list that are the rest are head coaches in that top 12, right?
Okay.
But this is done by the same the same paper site, etc., that did the report on the Eagles that there's they can't publicly criticize them. Also, at the same time, put out a list of the top 40 leaders in sports.
It's one of the just most randomest lists I've ever seen. The top 40 leaders in sports. It's just so broad, right? I mean, shit, it could be anybody.
It's that type of year when they just make this stuff and do this stuff just to get clicks. I really like. I don't like to be like that hard on sports media and writers.
Top 40 jackoffs in media right now. Let's do that list.
Probably be like 90% of the Philadelphia media.
Nick Wright, number 1.
I still laughing that he was sitting there saying if the Eagles lost the 49ers, that would be Jalen Hurts' the reason why. Meanwhile, it wasn't the reason why.
It was probably damn near everything else. The kicker, the receiver, it was the defense giving up 23 points.
And again, we were hard on Jake Elliott, but I mean, if he doesn't miss that extra point, we don't have to score a touchdown to send it into overtime, and where anything could happen right there. But I mean,
it is technically true. I know it's a woulda, coulda, shoulda, but it's true. It is true.
You also had like three different guys have big drops at the worst time. So like you can't sit there and say that it's on Jalen Hurts' back, but he's the type of leader and guy who will put it on his back regardless and sit there and say it's his fault.
Yeah, I mean the question is, did Jalen Hurts lose the game for you? No. Did he do enough to win the game for you? Yes. So it was just on the So that's all you need to go off the checklist. There's some games where that's not a yes for those answers, but in that game it was. So
now, obviously, we were talking about the firings, who we'd like to see, the things of that nature. Over the people that have been interviewed and or requested to be interviewed over the past few days is absolutely nuts. The fact that we're talking about a Nick Sirianni guy that is not currently under his tree when we have already specifically said anyone that is not in his direct coaching tree shouldn't even be considered for this. So I mean, it's a rough one right now. Like why would we want Cooter here? Please tell me.
How about that name, Jim Bob Cooter?
Right.
But I mean, I'm not, dude. I don't want him.
I don't want anyone in
no
his tree.
offense. He's probably a good coach, but like
somebody he needs to have some. We've already seen it. Anytime he goes outside of the building of people that he's had dealing with in the past, it's been better than what it has been when it is.
Yeah.
So like
I mean, I hate to say this. I want Sirianni.
No offense to Bob whatsoever. I don't want no parts of that. Right. I've already said it. I think this is one of the biggest off seasons for Jalen Hurts. We need to give him some stability there. Somebody that's going to be there for the next 2 to 3 years. This is another one I do not want. I want Brian Dable there. Nothing.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the. I mean,
he did nothing with that team, and everyone was he was Josh Allen's offensive coordinator. I'm like, yeah, but he didn't do anything with Josh. And then let's also remember he was also part of the coaching staff that benched Jalen back in college. I don't think Brian Dable works.
Yeah, Brian Dable.
You better hope you overpay Mike McDaniels to stay here for the next 3 years.
Yeah,
that's a push because he ruined a perfectly potent offense. The Dolphins' offense had scored 70 points not even 3 seasons ago. 70 points in a game.
I know. I'm personally, Steve, and for anyone watching, I am all in on Mike McDaniel or like kind of bust. I mean, or hopefully not a bust. But
are they going to screw up this new? Absolutely, they're going to screw this up. Moose, they absolutely have to find someone stability-wise that is going to bring the best, not only out of Jalen, but the rest of the team. I think, and you've talked about it, I still think the offensive line played absolutely horrendous this year.
They actually might be most to blame, more than Patullo.
In the top 10 of offensive lines this year. Yes, there was injuries. Yes, guys were playing through injuries. I get all that. But the fact that Cam Jurgens made a Pro Bowl was absolutely sickening to me.
Yeah,
and like people want to say, I mean, obviously he's not a Jason Kelce, but Kelce had bad years too. He openly said it. He thought in 16 he was done.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he goes on a multiple season run where he's playing his best football.
Yeah, not often do you see Pro Bowlers on like a bottom 10 offensive line year. So, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, Moose. Pro Bowl is nonsense, but the fact that he was voted to one was mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, like I don't like whether it was miscommunication or whatever. He that's where the penetration was come up the gut. And that's why Saquon Barkley is sitting there getting hit, 3, 4, 5 yards in the backfield.
Yeah. I feel like Pro Bowls, the whole discussion of Pro Bowlers causes more drama than it does like celebration, right? Like
at this point in time, it's incentive in some of these guys' contracts.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's almost like just a little tag. It's a little medal if you get it.
It's like, yeah, I know, listen, there's a couple things that go into it. Let's also remember he had postseason back surgery too to the top all that off. Landon Dickerson wasn't the same guy as he was last year, playing through multiple different injuries, both before the season and during the season. So like we can sit there and say a lot about it. That whole left side of that line was questionable, and then the other one is that we weren't talking enough about was the fact that Mekhi Becton is gone, and I don't know if you've seen it's just a matter of time when they're going to release him. The question is, when the Chargers release him, do you bring him back?
Well, the instinct is to say yes, but you do have to look at like the price and what the roster give up and all that.
Price, but like it's like one of these things like obviously he felt like he wasn't being used properly in that scheme to kind of do what he did best here in Philadelphia to get him there.
Mm-hmm.
So do we put that into retrospect of it? But I mean, you could obviously, Tyler Steen just wasn't the guy. He just wasn't the guy you needed him to be. So I say bring big ticket back in here and like a veteran minimum type deal loaded with incentives to kind of take care of. I mean, he's still going to get paid for what he was supposed to be paid while he was there. But
whenever you talk to Eagle fans and they talk about like all the off last year or like why this year we're not as good as last year, kind of sometimes they'll all initially kind of refer to the Mekhi Becton move, though. It's like the unspoken kind of, man, it's very underrated move that we lost Mekhi Becton because that offensive line so bad this year, was so better last year. So it's like,
Milton Williams looks like he's about to go to back-to-back Super Bowls, one for the NFC, one for the AFC.
Yeah. So. He's pulling a Chris Long. Remember, Chris Long did that. He won one with the Patriots, and then he went to us, and he won the Eagles one.
Yep. So, I mean, like, look, last offseason was rough, and this one's even going to be rougher. We already went through that list, man. You're going to have to sign Reed Blankenship. You're going to have to sign Nakobe Dean. You're going to
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah. And I'm glad you just mentioned the tight end because it's one of the next things I want to do. Maybe you let him walk, right?
Oh,
let Dallas Goedert to walk. You get younger at the position, and you bring in this guy Kenyon Sadiq. I know some people are saying Kyle Pitts. Do not do that. Please do not do that. He cannot block worth a damn. He's a glorified wide receiver. I love Kyle Pitts. I love the fact that he's a Philly guy. I get all that.
Kyle Pitts breakout year this year, everybody. It's the old meme.
I just think it's funny that each of his first handful of years, he would always get one more touchdown than he did the prior year.
He gives you hope, man. He gives you hope.
But he's not as dominant as not someone I want to bring in as a free agent unless we're talking about something team friendly. Like, you're only getting, $2, $3, $4 million a year. But that's not going to happen. Somebody's going to pay him, a stupid amount of money, $8, $9, $10 million a year. It's not going to be us. But you do need to figure out what you're going to do with that tight end position. You did get a fifth-year option on Jordan Davis, so you have to figure out how to move money around, and everyone's basically wrapping it around what we should do with AJ Brown. I do think you need to sit down with AJ Brown and ask him what he really wants to do. I think no matter what, you should have it where you have to have him on the roster throughout next season. Just money wise, that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. I think after June 1st, the cap hit would be a lot more reasonable. Like in the frame, I think it would be like $14-15 million a year instead of like if we do it, anytime between now and before the June 1st date, it's like $40 million, dude. It's a $40 million cap hit. You can't do that. So
I'd say a safe number for me to go with is I'm 90% sure AJ Brown, maybe 95, will be on the roster next year.
yeah,
So.
I think you get a coordinator, not just that does well with Hurts, but gets the most out of your wide receivers too.
Yeah.
So
those route concepts were this year.
I think it was said best. Like he was copying and pasting the old Tecmo Bowl play calls. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, 4th and 11, season on the line, guys. Let's go 4 verticals.
Yeah, we've already touched on this.
Yeah.
They need to have a big off season
For sure.
And it starts with the coaching, man. So you have so much money tied up into that offense that you're going to have to then pivot over the next few years and put it into the defense. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Coop, a lot of these guys. You have to figure out if you're going to bring back Reed Blankenship this offseason.
Yep.
I already said I think that you're in a good spot with Nakobe Dean because of his injuries alone. That you'll probably be able to get him back at a reasonable price. That's not going to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, but you're right. Their rookie contracts are going to be up soon. So, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, man, Jalen Carter, you're talking about historic contracts. So, I mean, these people are going to get
all 3 of them are probably going to be top 5 at their position. Pay wise when it all gets said and done.
And that's another thing is, man, you just hope because all 3 of those guys, you don't take it for granted. Like they're all happy with their contract. You know what I mean? Like there's not some big issues because like you need that core, and I expect they'll all be there. But I'm just saying, like you got to pay all of them a lot of money, so it's gonna be tough.
Listen, it's a nice settlement, Moose. Moose was like, I don't care. They won the division 2 years in a row now. Bottom line, they got bounced in the first round at home. Again, against a team that just got smoked. So again, that goes back to the coaching, man. We get the right offensive coordinator in here, and not just a coordinator that's coming to Philadelphia as a springboard into his next potential coaching job. I think whoever is coming in, they have to commit to at least 2 seasons. Whoever it is, whether we go to the college ranks and find some young guru there that is going to cut his teeth here for over the next few years, and then get that potential to be able to get a head coaching gig. This is important for Jalen, for the offense, for AJ Brown. Everyone that's sitting there, calling him a diva and that he's doing this and listen, he has every reason to be frustrated, and we act like this shouldn't be expected. When he won the Super Bowl, he already said like the championship means nothing. When he's dominating on the field, that's what makes him the happiest. Right. He's been dominating on the field the last 2 years, so it's one of those things that you can understand where he's coming from, but again, we were talking about it. There's just certain ways you go about it. You don't go and throw anyone under the bus out in the media, out in the public. It's something that you deal with in house. So
yeah, and that's the other thing is forgetting all the on the play stuff we need to have changed this offseason. Like you just hope and pray that there's no AJ Brown drama this offseason, tweets in the beginning, But hey, the inevitable is the inevitable, right?
Listen, at this point in time, like with what has gone down, I wouldn't hold it against him.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, especially if they don't hire somebody worth his salt or whatever, or somebody that's going to push the initiative to have different looks, to do more motions, to do more RPOs, to do more trick plays, exotic stuff, like push the envelope outside of what we've been doing before. I think whatever we do, I think the double back system with Saquon and Tank Bigsby will absolutely work. I mean, it was great to the season before when with Gainwell. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing who we wind up bringing in. But at the same time, they got to get this right now. They have to get this right now, and it's top priority if we're going to contend on what is a very talented NFC, because getting out of our conference isn't gonna be a cakewalk next year either.
Correct. Yeah, you're 100% right on that. I mean, you got Seattle, you got, even though Chicago got bounced, they're only going to probably stick around and get better. You got a lot of good teams in the Rams. You got all these teams, and our division's going to get better. John Harbaugh's on the Giants. You got Neighbors healthy, Scatterboo healthy, Dart healthy. You got the Commanders, and you got the Cowgirls. So I mean, look, everybody's going to be a little bit better, but we got to be better. And look, this year basically, Steve, was a scar on Philadelphia Eagles history, and like we can't get over it. It's going to be there forever. So are we going to just get worse from it and let it affect us next year, or learn from it and bounce back with the Super Bowl winning team, the core that we actually know we have? It's just we got to do. I trust in Howie. I trust in Jalen Hurts, and I trust in. I don't know if I trust in Sirianni, but I trust in a competent offensive coordinator, and we need that. So this is a big offseason for the whole team.
And you're as far as that, like I don't think that Nick should have any say in it. I don't.
Unfortunately, and he's a good coach. I mean, and the players play for him. Yeah,
coach. I think he's shown that he can be a good coach and he can be a very dominant coach. But I think when he puts his hand into who's coming in and who's coming out, as far as the coordinators go, it's been playing darts in a tornado with them. Sometimes
we have 5 years to go off of. Look at the external and the internal hires. It's 5 years as a sample size. So
yeah, so I mean, we got to figure something out there, and he is a good coach. He's not an offensive guru. He's not a defensive guru. So he does the other things better. But I think that they were worse this year with self-inflicting wounds, with the penalties at the wrong time. He needs to be better at that. There's a lot that they could do better to put them in a better position to win.
Yeah.
And let's start with getting a good coordinator in here who knows what he's doing. But something I wanted to talk to you about, I thought was pretty interesting. Now, remember that the Sixers were pushing for the new stadium, Center City, all that other nonsense.
Yeah, they were going to just take away people's businesses and houses to
But there was another project that was going to be attached to that, right? There was supposed to be this Philadelphia Sports Museum type thing.
Okay.
And they're basically trying to get funding now to try to make sure that this thing happens. Because it's
is there anything bad news about it? Like they got to tear shit down to make it?
No, basically what they're doing there is like they were hoping within building that, like that that they would have on top of those stores that would have came out, it would have been a Philadelphia Sports Museum. But now, because of what happened with the stadium and it's not happening, they're looking for a financial backer.
Okay.
So they're hoping maybe they could help some with because I think one of the Flyers VP is still kind of attached to that.
Okay, I'll tell you this. On just thinking about this, I went to Chicago a few years ago to visit my family, and they have a Chicago Sports Museum in downtown Chicago, just like the one we're talking about right here, and it was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, man. They had like the actual rim and hoop, and you can go and shoot a basketball on it. That they took it from the Utah Jazz Game 6, Michael Jordan's final game-winning shot, and they put it in the museum, and you could like play on it, and it was pretty cool. And they had Michael Jordan's gloves and a lot of Michael Jordan stuff, but Bear stuff and all that stuff. So it was really cool. I got to give them that. If they can make this happen without tearing people's lives apart in businesses, I'm for it. But
yeah, they're basically right now. They said they're looking to rent a 1,200 square foot, square feet on the ground floor.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but like the vision of this is like they're going to have not only statues like you see in the picture, but probably like autographed game balls, authentic like seats from Veterans Stadium, things like that, like museum of Philly sports.
Well, they're asking for all that area and stuff like that. Philadelphia Mills is still for sale, man.
Yeah. I know. We're still there's always they always want to move sports things down there. I don't know. Hey, and speaking of which, we touched on a topic earlier about the letters going out to like the season ticket holders with the Seahawks and stuff or whatever. Last time a letter was sent out, I think, to our season ticket holders was regarding that stadium. Remember the Eagles Stadium? And I still always wonder what they're going to do with that.
It's around that time. It's it's been 20 years or so.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where I think a renovation over a move or a rebuild of a stadium. Like I said, I keep mentioning Philadelphia Mills because it's so close to the highway.
Yeah.
And a lot of the surrounding businesses and stuff like that can easily be bought out. Just wait till their leases expire type situations, so they have the area for the parking lot, the stadium, the whole nine thing. It doesn't matter if it's the Eagles, if it's the Sixers, whatever. I think it could be something that could work just logistically wise, just having it that close to Woodhaven Road and 95 is, I think, optimal to having a potential stadium.
Hey, nobody said traffic for the current situation is ever a breeze, right? It's a hellhole, but
it is, and even with the fans that take public transportation, but it's the fact that I think the other thing it's because we do have one of the rare sports complexes where you have all your teams right there.
Yeah, so that's the pros and the cons. That's a huge con, but you're right.
You have the Eagles, you have the Phillies, all within a mile of each other. That's.
I mean, they're so damn close. Me and Moose were tailgating at the Phillies lot, and then we walked over to the Eagles lot. Right, Moose? Yeah, they're that close. So,
but what I hope the sports memorabilia museum happens.
Me too. Yeah.
It's just it just sucks. You attach yourself to something you think is going to happen, and now you're looking at 3, 4, 5 years before it could potentially come into fruition. So,
well, I'm confused. Is why do they have to You're telling me with all the real estate in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, they can't find just some other big building to put a Philly sports? What do they Why does it have to be that place?
I think they want to be attached to one of the teams, is what it is.
Well,
because I think, like I said, I think one of the guys that's the investors in it is involved in the Flyers front office. So.
Interesting.
It's smart to do it because then it's when you're not doing the actual games there, you could also be doing the tours for the museum.
Yeah. So. Shit, dude, look at the Sixers and Flyers. They change their stadium every other year. It feels like we've had 50 names.
It's like there's plenty of room down at the complex. Yes, but it's already a logistical nightmare is what we're saying.
Well, yeah, traffic sucks. But one thing I will say in proposal, defending it, is I love the camaraderie and how close they are, like we were talking about it, and there's definitely that South Philadelphia just brotherly love down there, man. It's just I love the area, but you're right, traffic sucks, so I don't know what they're gonna do, and they're always talking about ways to fix it.
There is no way to fix that. Put it in Camden. Absolutely not. We are not the New Jersey anything. It needs to. If it's a Philadelphia sports museum, it needs to absolutely be in Philadelphia, Moose. That's like the same thing when the Sixers said they were going to move to New Jersey, but then you're no longer the Philadelphia 76ers. Which I came across this last week, and we were already talking about Edgecombe, right? Do you realize when he scores 20 points or more, they're 8-2?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to the game tonight, and he better score 20 points. So.
Oh, man. But
I don't want to see them lose in my first game in freaking years, so.
I don't think Embiid's playing tonight either. I don't think. Embiid
I just assumed he wasn't. I didn't even. To be honest with you,
I think they're both sitting. I think he's going to play the Suns game, not this game.
Yeah, probably why my ticket got a good deal on it because he's not playing.
Oh man,
Pacers are a little feisty team, though. I mean, it's going to be a good game.
But I did want to talk about this. I want to make sure them Temple Owls are getting love because obviously, I haven't announced it yet, but we got a couple Temple players coming on the fan in the end over the next 2 weeks. But as far as the American Conference goes, that the Temple Owls is being voted as the #1 recruiting class in the American Conference. I already mentioned it to you last week that they have had the highest numbers of transfers into Temple since the transfer portal became a thing. I mean, they've had one or two, or I think five was the most.
Interesting.
This year,
I mean, their Temple football is only on the upswing. It looks like.
I think they're either at 14 or 15 transfer portal transfers to Penn State, or two of them are from Penn State. That's why I was just thinking Penn State, but to Temple.
Yeah.
I think there's a good reason this year to go down to Lincoln Financial Field on Saturday afternoons and check out what the Temple Owls got going on, because
yeah, man.
If you think about it, like, they are the de facto college football team here in Philadelphia.
You're right. I mean, there is no. I mean,
not really a Philadelphia football team. Penn State is more Pittsburgh or upstate PA than it is Philadelphia. So Temple would be the team that you would need to keep your eye on. So,
yes. And Temple's the only. They really are the only school that would ever, if they ever got good, that would have ever a chance. Like, Temple could technically win a national championship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they get you know what I mean? They have the rights, and they can legally go win the national championship. They just get good enough. So it might be 30 years from now, but you know what I mean? So, but they could.
And Moose said he's just kidding about Camden.
Thank you, Moose. We're going to send you to Camden.
That, Moose. Appreciate that.
We're sending you to Camden.
As long as you're not sending them in there to talk to Giants fans, I think you'd be all right.
Yeah. Hey, as long as they don't move Live Casino out of South Philadelphia, because that's me and Moose's meeting spot. Live Casino, right, Moose?
Oh my God, you guys don't get it. Listen, it's never gonna happen, and I'm very, very well going to block you as soon as this is done too. They're blocked for a reason. You guys are a bunch of trolls and giveaway hounds, and that's why we don't like you. And here's the thing. I'm not the one that officially blocked you. And Scott doesn't care enough to unblock you, and that's why you're not here anymore. Coming begging to me ain't going to do nothing. It's just going to another thing for me and Justin to point and laugh at.
Yeah, I guess so.
Here's something. Maybe if you guys actually engage the host on this platform with actual conversations about topics they're talking about, you never would have gotten blocked in the first place. Scott said, "I'm the boss now." I'm not the boss now. He's the boss. I'm just the one keeping the sanity upon what goes on this platform. That's why we've gotten to 1 million views since last May. It's not because I'm the boss. It's because I'm helping Scott making the hard decisions, like making you noodles have absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing.
Noodles.
That's what they are, man.
Noodles.
Listen. All right, listen. I'm gonna explain. You're so clueless to what just happened here. I'm gonna put you in there, right? Yes, Move. We have trolls here. But when you don't see the comments on TikTok is because it's on StreamYard, and that's where everything is. I air everything on TikTok so other people can listen into our conversations because StreamYard doesn't connect to TikTok. So what happened was these guys were always commenting on Scott's stuff, but they would be commenting nonsense, like talking about food, like what's everyone eating, what's everyone into. And we're all having conversations of the general sports topic, whether it's baseball, football, hockey, basketball. And a lot of times they'd hop on the football show and be talking hockey. Listen, literally he has a banner in here. I'm going to pull it up real fast. This banner is for them. That should explain part of the reason why. So the other thing was when I announced the big giveaway that I wound up giving to Eddie Prather, is that when we hit 1 million views, I was doing this giveaway. So every episode, every week, it'd be like, so when we're doing the giveaway, like a broken record. So I'm like, listen, if and I told Scott, if I hear this again, I'm done with it. I'm done with them. I'll make sure that none of these guys ever get it, and that's what happened. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be frustrating.
That's what I did. That's what I did, Moose. I told the jabronis to stick it, and that's it. But they're so mentally disturbed. They go and create other accounts to continue to come on here and comment. So I get
Moose knows a thing or two about that. That's all I'll say.
So when we get these knuckleheads hopping in here, like I'll get to it to a point just to say like, hey, whatever. So now, like, I'm gonna let Scott know, like, hey, like, knuckleheads are back in the chat again. So
yeah,
we're gonna.
Well, hey man, as long as they're blocked, I guess we don't got to worry about them. But so who was that guy? Was he like their spokesperson? I guess
it's one of the people he named. It's one of the people that he named. It's not like he's not sitting there like doing anything like Josh Adore and Cyberewski. Well. He's either one of or they're all the same person, because it was literally like the lot of those people would have literally the same exact conversation. So it's like whatever. But I did see this one, right? So they want to throw some flyers in here at the end. Moose, send them my way. I'll take care of them bleeping frauds. That's right, brother. They don't want nothing to do with us. That's why they're saying I'm the boss. I'm not the boss though. So our young rookie actually got into his first fight.
Nice.
Last week, and was basically doesn't care about his stats or his face at the fight. If someone touches my teammate, I'm coming. Every time this team, needs heart, not excuses. I'm dropping the gloves. It wakes everybody up, and I'll do it again. Now, obviously, record-wise, the Flyers on a little bit of an L skid. But when you hear that coming out of one of your young prospects, it's not really known for that. That's not who he is. But the fact that he has no care about his stats, his body, his face, that he's going to stick up for. That's what you want. You want a teammate that you can blindly know, like if somebody blindsides me in the boards, that he's gonna drop his gloves and put the knuckles to some of these guys. So
yes, the Broad Street Bullies. We need the heart back. We need the Flyers. I mean, if we can't win games and make it to the Stanley Cup again, we got to just freaking beat people up.
That's asking an actual question. I'll address it, even though it's a political one. Since we're talking hockey, what do you think of Obi not taping his skit for Rainbow Pride Night? I'm gonna say this again. None of that stuff should have anything to do with sports. We shouldn't be talking about Rainbow Pride Night with any of our sports. But we're in this woke pride type of world right now where we have to address this nonsense and give them their safe spaces and all that. Listen, I don't care what you do. I don't care who you do it with, whatever. Keep it out of my sports. Whatever you do in your private time, whatever excites you for who you want your partner in life to be, is fine with me. I don't care. I don't. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me one way or another. Keep it out of my sports. Keep it off of hockey. Keep it off of basketball. Keep it off of baseball. Keep it off of football. The sporting world should have nothing to do with political agendas, social agendas. The only thing we should address is when there's an unfortunate situation where somebody's life is being taken or something to that effect. Yeah. The fact that we're sitting there talking about Pride nights and rainbow tape being put on hockey sticks is beyond me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I'm just old school or whatever. It's just that stuff is ridiculous, redundant, and has no place in sports, in my opinion. But
yeah, and speaking of which, Kevin Patullo had a rainbow playbook this whole year. So
stop it. It's probably one of the reasons why that he couldn't do it. It was the different colors were blinding him and he couldn't find the right place.
Yeah. But I'd have to say I agree with you, Steve. Yeah.
It's just like, listen, I don't care. Like, I don't care if you're gay, with what your pronouns are, whatever your thing is, if that's your thing. I don't think anyone should like, we all have preferences and whatever. It doesn't matter, me, I don't care, black, white, brown, green, orange, purple, whatever. Like, dude, what the person themselves is what attracts me to them, not what they support in one way or another. And hopefully sometime in the near future, us as human beings can come to realize that it doesn't matter.
Right.
We don't need to coddle every person that thinks that, your thoughts and your views is affecting my, my personal well-being. It shouldn't. You shouldn't be that sensitive. Like, get that stuff out of sports. That's all. That's my overall point of that. And as we wrap this one up, Justin, your final thoughts, what you got going on, and anything special you're getting into outside of going to catch some basketball. I had the early start because I was going a few weeks ago. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, I know you were there for a good game, but I know they didn't seal the deal. I'm going to, hopefully see a win. So I'm going to the Sixers-Pacers game tonight. I don't think Embiid's playing, but hopefully get to see somebody.
Georgia are not playing tonight.
Shocker. So they're not playing, and I'm just hoping to see a win. Obviously, guys, I do content creation, and I've done 99% Eagles content, but only posted on my story a teaser for this, but my viewers are going to be shocked when I start doing Sixers content tonight and see me at the game. But I'm going to get a lot of good content, try to get videos, try to meet players. I'm going to get there mad early. Steve recommended before the show. I said, any tips? You guys get there early. So I'm literally going to hop off here and I mean, literally go get ready, and I want to get down there early. Maybe I'll swing by Skinny Joey's, best cheesesteak in town, get a cheesesteak, and then walk over to the stadium or park and find myself there. So no Eagles games coming up, but I'm trying to think of signings. I do have an event with Jordan Mailata, which is supposed to be in the beginning of March. Won it at an auction over a year ago, and it's finally coming into fruition this offseason. Going to the NovaCare Complex for a haircut experience with Jordan Mailata in early March. So me and him getting a haircut, just chopping it up, going to be recorded, get content from it. And then I get a tour of the NovaCare Complex as well. I did meet Jordan Mailata before. It was coincidentally at the NovaCare Complex for a team signing last year through another auction. But this is going to be kind of a fun, more personable experience. And I'm looking forward to let y'all know how it goes. So.
Only thing I'll disagree with you is Skinny Joey things. Prince of Steaks is where it's at, but that's also again.
I got to try it. So yeah.
yeah, you do. We'll get you up in the Northeast sometime here, and we'll do some cheesesteak tasting.
Yeah. We'll make a video out of it. We'll do a rate and review video.
Hey, you actually had the Barstool guy hit up Steve Steaks, and it was on the upper end of his scale, so that's all I gotta say about it.
The almighty Barstool guy. Nice. But I gotta try it, yeah.
Other than that, another fun one in the books.
Yep.
We'll try to, keep everything going here. There's plenty of stuff to talk about in the Philadelphia sports round.
Yep.
Cheesesteak eating contest. Nah, man, it can't do a contest because they're almost $30-$40 a steak, man. Doing a contest, man, you better have somebody sponsor us and bring in a bunch of crazy guys like us to do it or something like that. But
yeah.
But Moose, appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys. Yep.
Appreciate you in the chat there on TikTok. I appreciate everyone here on StreamYard, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, except for the noodles that I'm not going to unblock. That they can stay blocked and stuck in their purgatory for the rest of all time, for all I care. I know you do competition eating, brother. I know you do. I'm still going to beat you one of these days. We're going to figure that one out. But again, another episode of the J&S Philadelphia Sports Dive here on the South Florida Tribune. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Appreciate everyone across all the platforms, and we will be back next week. So,
yep. Thanks, guys. See you then.
Peace out.
Peace.